Hello, I'm Gary and I'm here to introduce to you the Nokia Lumia 1020.
Alright.
So you can see here I've got a new Nokia Lumia 1020 in my hand, and the first thing that you will see is that it is a very unmistakable Nokia design with the same unibody shape that we've always had, and it's only 10 mm thick. The polycarbonate material that we use helps us to be able to allow the phone to withstand the daily knocks, because it's the same material that people use to make hockey helmets, and it allows us to deliver this bright inherent colors within the polycarbonate material.
Is this the same material, Gary, as the one used for 920?
Yes, it is the same material as the one used for 920, but this time round we have made it matte, as requested by our consumers and from the feedback that we've gotten. But one big difference is what's in the front of the device. So here there are two changes that we have made in the design. The first thing that we made in the design change is that this uses Gorilla Glass 3. So it's even tougher and will be able to withstand even more knocks from the use. The second thing we've done is that we have changed the display to an AMOLED display. What this does is that it has made the whole display lighter while being able for us to deliver more vibrant colors, even utilizing this particular display technology.
Alright, so and I guess that kind of display really would highlight the main selling point of this phone, Gary, right?
Yes,
which is really the massively improved camera. I personally own a Nokia Lumia 920, which is already a great camera phone, and I have the Nokia 808 PureView. And I heard that this one is actually more or less a combination of those two.
Well, it is, and yet it isn't. So on the back here, you will see that there is the new camera assembly here. And on the camera assembly, you will notice a few things. We have firstly got the second generation 41 megapixel backside illuminated sensor. So this is the second generation
You're calling
sensor.
it a second generation, Gary,
Well, it is
of
different
coming
from
from
the 808 because it's now backside illuminated.
Oh, so the first generation is the 808.
Yes, that's correct. And then together with that, we have added in optical image stabilization. So there are ball bearings inside that help to secure the sensor array and make sure that it remains rock steady. So if you shake it, you can actually hear the ball bearings at work. And on top of that, we have a mechanical shutter. So that allows us to do very interesting, creative exposure shots, which we're able to vary the exposure timing. Because there's a mechanical shutter here. And on top of that, we have both xenon flash and LED flashes. Xenon flash, of course, for photos, and LED flash will work great as video light in low light conditions. So this whole thing together is the new hardware side of the thing. But the hardware side of the thing is only relevant if we can bring it to life in the user experience. And that's where we really believe that the magic happens.
And I guess it also, apart from what you have in terms of hardware, it also features imaging algorithms, right? Which are all new in terms of low light capabilities.
That's right. So the software is where all the magic happens. The first thing that you're absolutely right is that this camera, people ask us, why do you need to put a 41 megapixel sensor into the phone? The reason for that is because whenever you're taking even a 5 megapixel image, it utilizes up to 7 pixels to be able to create the perfect image. So that technology is called oversampling, where you use many pixels to actually create one perfect pixel.
So it's like you condense several pixels into one pure pixel.
That's right. And that gives you the best pixel possible in every shot. But the other part of it is that it allows you to then go back and use a 41 megapixel of data to actually simulate lossless zoom. So you can actually go into the image and actually find things that you have never seen before in the image. So let me show you for an example what we're going to do here. You see here that we have got the brand new settings bar at the top where you can actually see all the different
Nokia Pro camera.
That's right. This is the new Nokia Pro camera application that is of course hero on the Lumia 1020, but you can download it if you have got a 920, 925, 928 device. What you do here is that you can actually slide up and down for video, and you can switch between video and camera mode. But what the magic really happens is that when you push this out, you actually get the settings rings, and this allows you to actually change what you can do with the image. So you can change the exposure settings, and you can immediately
allow you to really make the most out of the powerful camera.
That's right. So this really connects you to the hardware. You can see I get immediate feedback on my screen about what I'm doing. So this is me changing the exposure. This is me changing the shutter speed all the way up to 4 seconds. This is me changing the ISO sensitivity. I can change the manual focus, so I can make something sharp, or I can make something blur. It depends on where the image that I want, part of the image that I want to focus on. And of course, I can change the white balance. So this can change the color temperature of the photograph, and you get immediate photo feedback from what's happening here. And we are not confident on what's going on, if I change everything back to auto, simply flick this out again, everything resets again, and you'll be able to then set up the shot in auto again. But what's the great thing is that once you take the shot, you can then, that's when the magic happens. So now I'm going to take a picture. I'm focusing here, and I'm going to take a picture. And I get great, of course, fidelity because of the, even when I have got no tripod.
All right.
Because I have got, you know, the optical image stabilization helping me, right? So I don't need the flash. But one of the things that we can do now is to actually hit the reframe button. And the reframe button allows us to go into the picture to tell a different story. So let's say if I just want to focus on one word in this whole picture here.
Will that be available on other phones, Gary, like 920, or just this one?
The reframe is not available in the other, well, let me correct that. The reframe is available in the other camera applications, the other 920 and the 925.
It will be available there.
But you can't get as close as you can with the 41 megapixel sensor.
All right.
Because the 41 megapixel sensor delivers so much more data.
Because of the lossless zoom, right?
That's right. Because
which you don't have in
which you don't have in the others. So I can go all the way into the word focus, and I can press save, and you can still see that the word focus is still in focus.
Yes, yes.
And I can then share this picture as my main picture. And if I go back now out into my gallery, and if I go to my photo album, you can see down here that I can actually go back into the picture.
All right.
And I can actually resize this photo and actually reframe it on.
Go back to the original shot.
Go back into the original shot and then go into something else, like the word zoom.
Yes.
And I can save this word instead, and I can share this particular picture
Yes.
in image instead. So I can have the ability to go into pictures and look at stories and tell new stories all the time. And of course, with the long exposure times, I can do creative shots where I can actually extend the shutter speed of the time. And we actually did this on ISO 100, but with a 4-second shutter speed, which allowed us to actually capture this light painting of the 1020 using just torches moving about.
And that's possible again because of the powerful lens, I guess.
That's right. We've got the lens plus the ability. We have got a mechanical shutter here, plus the ability to be able to do long exposure times. So all of this combined allows me to take shots very creatively, be able to reframe the shots. So if I want to find out what's the original shot, I can zoom out or I can zoom in to reframe the shot again, and I can just save this, and then I can share this beautiful 5 megapixel image to everybody that I want to. So we really believe that with the Lumia 1020, it's going to completely change the way people capture a moment,
Yes.
be able to create their photos, and be able
Yes.
to reframe and tell the stories within this to be able to share it with people.
Gary, I'm so impressed with the imaging capabilities of this phone. Would you say it's a DSLR replacement? It can be that?
Well, we realized that not everybody wants to lug a DSLR
Yes,
all
yes.
the time because of its weight and its bulk. And because of the size and the weight of this, and because it's your phone,
Yes.
you have it with you all the time. And with a quick press of the shutter button, you're into the pro mode already. And we really believe that rather than trying to dig out your equipment and missing the moment, you're able to capture every single moment and relive it.
And I
with
also
Lumia
like the
1020.
fact, Gary, that because there are other manufacturers that tried to do this, right? And then what they came up with is more like a digicam with a phone. This is really a phone with powerhouse capabilities because it keeps the form factor of the phone and not, copy the form factor of another device, right?
That's right. What we did was to try and solve the problem a different way. And you could actually put a digital camera and a phone together.
Yes.
But we believe that is not the ideal form factor. And
That's not, Gary.
That's right, it's not the ideal form factor, and it's not something that people will want to keep easily and readily at
Because
hand
it's
in their
bulky,
pocket.
right?
That's right, because of the bulk.
The thickness.
Thickness is only 10 mm on this device. Plus, on top of that, the weight of the device is actually 30 grams lighter than the 920. So this makes a great phone, but it also has a super imaging powerhouse built inside it.
All right, so I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm just looking right now. I'm just looking forward to getting it for myself and playing with it. I love the phone. Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you.
Again, friends, that's Nokia Lumia 1020. It's now out in the Philippines, right?
So the Nokia Lumia 1020 will be available in the Philippines from the 11th of October
All right.
at 35,650 pesos.
That's
And
35,650.
35,650 pesos. And it will come together free with a camera grip worth 4,000 pesos, which contains a second battery, a two-stage camera
Wow.
button, and a tripod mount. And
There's lots of freebies, right?
And I advise you guys to go down to your nearest Nokia store and try it out for yourself and see how it's going to change the way you capture your moments and be able to share it with others.
All right, so this is a camera phone done right. Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank
Nokia
you, guys.
Lumia 1020.